Exciting news, everybody. So, watch this. Last weekend on Saturday, this is the Modern Challenge top for Saturday's challenge. And what happened here? We got a Merfolk player finishing second, getting all the way to the finals. Pilot SS0, really well done by a Merfolk deck to performing so well in the biggest tier of competition on Magic Online. So exciting stuff. A couple of weeks back, I talked about our Merfolk actually becoming tier 1 since the addition of Vodell and Hexcatcher, and I think we've been seeing more and more signs of this. People have been picking up the deck and been getting good results on Magic Online, and now SS0 managed to get the score here. So I of course want to run with that deck today, and this is really cool, and I got it right here, and we can of course talk a bit about what's going on in the deck and how it's adjusted to the meta. We're gonna do a couple of fun things here. I'm gonna run this deck today, and we're gonna play it, and that's gonna be a great time. And then I'll take this deck because I think he's onto something here, and then adjust it a bit while I play these modern leagues coming in the next coming weeks. So I think there's many good ideas here, but there can be, of course, always alternatives. So what's going on in this deck? Let's look at the mana base first, because there's a lot of options in mana bases. One of the things that is really clear is that I always been in love with Mutavault, and 4-off Mutavault is the basis now. That's what people are doing, and that's also makes a lot of sense. Not only is it Mutavault gets better when you have an additional Lord in the Hexcatcher, but you can also now sacrifice the Mutavault, which is actually a pretty neat trick. So when you have 3 mana open, you can play down the Hexcatcher and sack the Mutavault. You can also do a neat trick. You can use the Mutavault like we used to use Mistress Factory back in the days, because Mistress Factory was able to buff itself when it was blocking. Mutavault can also do similar thing. You can activate Mutavault and block, and then flash in the Hexcatcher for and you only need 3 mana to do that trick, and then you have a 3/3 blocker. So Mutavault is in there. Makes a lot of sense. He's running 1 Minamo, 1 Aboro, and only 1 Otawara. That's controversial. We'll try it here, but maybe we need to bump up the Otawara. And then of course, I always talk about my basic islands, and today I'm going to run this cool one from Acadian Mask. So look at this Mystical Potato. We always discuss the art, and of course I want to go old border, and really like the art for this island here. And then 4 Cavern of Souls. That's the other discussion. I'm running 1 or 2 or even up to 4 Cavern of Souls. And I like the take here. Cavern of Souls is great right now in the meta. There's a lot of counter magic. And this deck can run primarily on Cavern of Souls, because we don't really run that many non-creature spells that cost double blue. That's also part of the reason why Cavern of Souls is suddenly becoming the staple here, and you can do a lot of this. Another thing in the mana base is that either you want to run 20 lands or 19 lands plus 2 Glasspool Mimics. And I've been back and forth on this. SS0 went with a double Glasspool Mimic, and I actually think this is correct. Glasspool Mimic is a decent addition, a decent card. It's not amazing, but having 2 is fine. It gives you some action late. It gives you something to flash in from either vial when you get it up to 3, and it can be a modal card where it's land early. So I think that's a fine choice. Another thing to note, we have the Curse Catchers in there. I think another clear thing we see now with since the deck has been updated is that we need the 1-drops. We need something more than the side tippers to put in. Either we need 4 or 2 or 3 more 1-drops. And what is it? Is it Resident Darkhand? Is it Mistcaller? And I think right now we don't really have the best options. That's one of the weaknesses still. But because of Hexcatcher and because of 1-drops, that's Merfolk's, they get better when we have multiple lords. When we have 12 lords, then the 1-drops get better. And I think Curse Catcher in this meta right now is the best choice. We have still Living End and Rhinos being big in the meta. A lot of broken decks where you can maybe counter something with the Curse Catcher. So it's not optimal, but I think it's the best choice at the moment. Then of course we have the Tide Chippers, we have the Ether Vials, we have the Silver Edit for the card advantage, and great sack fodder. So I actually think Silver Edit gives another little bump up because they're great to sack to Hexcatcher. They already delivered the value. And then we have the 12 Lords. I think people were discussing back and forth. I'm running 2 or 3 or even 4 Hexcatchers. I've been running 4 straight from the get-go, and I really think that's the correct choice. Then we have the Lords, the classic Lords here. Island Walker is really relevant, so that's great. And we have the 4 Tricksters. These are still fine. Force Rare Loons, of course, still one of the best cards in the deck. I run it Old Border because I think that looks really, really sweet. And then another thing to note from the decks performing well right now is that they're going down on the Force Negation, the main deck, and they're actually bumping in Dismembers. I've seen some decks playing up to 4 Dismembers in the main deck. I think that's maybe a bit too much, but in general, Dismember is good right now. There's a lot of key creatures you want to take out, so two of those, and we also run them in Old Border. In general, I really love the black Old Border, right? That's a really cool one. And then the subtleties. We still run 3 subtleties in the main deck. Not 4 subtleties, 4 Force Negation in the main deck as before. And I think one of the reasons why you go down on this is that we suddenly need our cards a bit more, because we also need something to sack to Hexcatcher, and there's an implemented natural card disadvantage in the subtlety effect and in the Force Negation because you are pitching cards from this. So I think it makes a lot of sense that because of Verdant Hexcatcher we run a little bit less of these types of effects. Then in the sideboard, SS0 Rent with 2 Hurgle Recall. I've been missing this card in the last couple of games, and maybe this is the success he had against Hammer Time and the Affinity decks that's still prevalent out there. Hurgle's Recall is a really powerful effect. Bouncing all artifacts back to hands is just so strong. And then another thing, Harbinger is seeing a resurgence in play. And Harbinger has always been a good card, but because of the increasing power level, and Harbinger has been a bit left out on the side walk here. Sometimes good in the Murktide matchups, sometimes good if there's a lot of creature-based matchups. But one of the things that interesting is that because of Hexcatcher needing to sack something, Harbinger is great fodder for the sack effect because you get an ETB trigger, so you already got value, and now you can sack a Harbinger. That's absolutely fine. So it's a bit better at the moment, but 3 in the sideboard is fine here. Also, double blue, that's no problem. We have Cavern of Souls to cast that. 2 Force Negations. One thing that could be adjusted later on is that too little? Is that too low? Do we need 3 or even 4 of those? That's up to discussion later on. 1 Kira. Kira I think is fine, so let's just have the 1. The 2 extra Dismembers. And then the Chalice of the Void, which is interesting, because Chalice of the Void, I agree, is really great. It's good against the casket decks, and I think the Chalice of the Void is our best strategy right now against the Murktide as well. They run so many 1-drops. We want to have the Chalice in there. It can even be good against Hammer Time. It could be good against Burn. So this is just looking really good right now in the meta. So get those in there. 2 or 3 in the sideboard I would suggest. And notice here, not much graveyard hit, but right now, other than Living End, it's not really a big graveyard meta. Dragon Rage Channeler is getting fallen a bit out of favor, and you can attack the Murktide matchup in other ways than exciting cards from the graveyard. Harbinger of the Tide can bounce the Murktide, so can Otavara. You can also Subtlety the Murktide. You can Trickster and Tempo it out. So there's other ways of going about it. The Chalice of the Void can make them not being able to cast enough spells to fill up the graveyard. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Another thing, Living End, you don't necessarily, okay, an Unlicensed Curse is pretty good in that matchup, but the Chalice of the Void is still a great card because you just eliminate the Cascade when playing it for 0. So it makes sense that you can attack the graveyard-based decks that's prevalent in the meta with the Chalice of the Void instead. So he run 1 Unlicensed Curse, and I like that. You can discuss, are we stacking up too many 2-drops right now? And the Graph Digger's Cage, that's primarily to Yawgmoth. We saw that being relevant in the final. And it's good against Yawgmoth. It's not an automatic win, but it means that the Undying creatures can get back, and that's really important. Okay, so let's run this deck and see if we can do well in the Modern League, just like SS0 did in the Modern Challenge. See you in round 1. Okay guys, we're here at round 1, and look at our amazing starting hand. We can't say anything here, it's perfect. We just need 2 lands and an Ether Vial, then it would be great. No, let's have a mulligan here. And I think we are on... He rolled a 2 and we rolled a 1. That's just well done. That's a much better hand. Let's keep this one. What do we want to send back? We don't know much about him, other than he has a DRC, so maybe we should hold on to the Trickster. I actually consider putting back the Trickster in the dark here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We have the Tidetipper if it's something like Tron. We have... It looks like it's Amulet Titan. Okay. then the Trickster wouldn't have mattered that much. Okay, good start by him here. And Amulet turn 1 is always dangerous. Okay, let's put down the Ether Vial. I like this island here. I want to give another little announcement actually. 2 weeks ago I had my second child, my little son, which is really nice and he's really cute. But that's also why I haven't been streaming that much, because I can do videos sometimes, but it's really hard to find time to do an entire stream. But I will try to do Twitch streams again, because I actually love having people in the chat and interact with you guys. So something I miss here. I think I want to start by... This seems like a pretty slow draw he's having here. Maybe the Dryad comes out next turn, but we can't really do anything with the Hex Catcher about that. So I think we want to just put down the Added here. And we might as well just put in the Mutavault, so we have an option of attacking if that's relevant. And I think we just want to reveal the Tide Chipper, so the other one comes in as a surprise. Okay, this is pretty good. Now we have the option of Master and Tide Chipper, which means that we can... Ooh, he did have something crazy, and now the Dryad comes in. But we couldn't have countered that with Hex Catcher anyway. He found the Primeval Titan, now Semi-Growth Chamber. And maybe he can play the Dryad now, then it's really bad. Okay, he conceded. Yeah, that wasn't really well played by him. I thought that this meant that he had the Dryad, then he could play the land and then Summoner's Pact, but we're lucky here. Anyway, we'll take it, and we'll go to the sideboarding. Actually, Chalice of the Void is an argument, because you'll be able to take out the Summoner's Pact. That's really nice. Dismembers can be argued. We like to run... actually consider the Force Negations in this matchup, and this is primarily to counter the Amulet and the Summoning Pact, so I think we need that. So all of this could come in. We like the Subtleties, they are strong. I don't think I want to run that many Dismembers here. Tricksters are decent because they can tap down and eliminate an attacking opponent. I don't like the Hex Catcher that much. We can't really counter that much in this matchup. And neither can the Curse Catchers, so we'll take out the Curse Catchers and 2 of the Hex Catchers here. Maybe we just wanna have 1 extra Dismember. That's fine. We can cut 1 Svealoom. Don't think she's amazing in this matchup. She's actually decent in this matchup. Sometimes it can get grindy, but they also just combo you out sometime. And what are we gonna cut? Maybe just 1 Lord. We could also cut like Glassblow Mimic, but I think this is fine. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Mistaken. Yeah, this hand is a bit on the slow side, but I think we'll keep it. Yeah, we'll keep it. We don't want to run out the Tide Chipper on turn 1. The Tide Chipper is pretty good in this matchup, but against... Oh, he has it again here. Let's see what we draw here. Lord of Atlantis. Yeah, the Tide Chipper is pretty decent against if they have Ursa Saga, which they might. We have Celestial Sanctuary. Okay, he's running a lot of mana fast here. Maybe this is Dryad, that's a really good hand. Yes, really strong. We'll probably have to Trickster that down. And we drew another Trickster. I actually really also look at this, love this cavern here. This is such a cool land. We'll have to do that, otherwise you just run away with the game here. And Tricksters are good against that effect from the Dryad, because we can tap him down now. Now he can't play an extra land. So I think this is pretty neat. He still has a lot of things he can do, and I think we are, doing pretty poorly here. One of the things with the Dryad, although, which I would say, is that it's really sweet, that it gives all his lands being islands. So the Lord of Atlantis suddenly gives unblockable through that. That's why I like the Island Walk Lords in this matchup. And I'm actually considering here. We want to Trickster again. And if we Trickster again, I think we should just play out the Tide Shaper actually. As an attacker. I wonder what this is. He's dismembering it, okay. That's fine. And we're Trickstering again. I think that this must be annoying for him. Because he can't really play as fast as he wants to. Bora is a 5 draw. Now we can double Lord and hit for 8. That's death in 2 turns. Next turn he can potentially play a lot of mana. But we can't interact anyway, so I think we should just go for double Lord. That's what you do in Merfolk. You just want to, sit and interact and being a bit annoying, and then suddenly just do a lot of damage really fast. Here's another Dismember here, maybe. It's not even that great. He's going to 10. Okay, so he has some Dismembers. 3 Dismembers. But now he can start doing stuff. And the Primeval Titan comes in now. And that's our big problem. Boros Garrison and Slayer Stronghold. This is the combo. So he'll untap the Boros Garrison and he can then give it +2 and Vigilance and Haste and attack with it. And then he can give it double strike. But that's not enough here. I think he's gonna give it double strike. Let's see here. Ah, yeah, okay. We can double Valakut here. He got it here, that's a nice play. Could maybe have tapped it down early, but that was a lot of Dismembers, and I think that worked really well for him. If anything I want to do differently, I don't think so. I think this is absolutely fine. Hex cards are really not that interesting in this matchup here. Maybe we got one of those and put in the last Lord. Okay, well played by Mistaken. Great hand here, we'll keep this. We can lead on a Cavern into Ether Vial. Maybe we want to lead with the Ether Vial into the Mutavault into the Ether Vial actually. And then we have the option of attacking. All points of damage counts. But then again, what's gonna happen here? No, let's do this. I want to get the 2 points of damage in. If I don't draw an island, then I would be sad. That's fine. We're gonna get a lot of value out of these either way, hopefully. That's perfect. Perfect. Say Merfolk. And a Subtlety, that's also really great. We'll save that for the Primeval Titan. This member can be used against the Dryad. We'll explore. Yeah, you'll get to explore, that's fine. Suva, double Valakut now. Cavern of Souls, that's interesting. I think I wanna. We could attack with the Mutavault. Put down the Lord. we have to say Merfolk on this one. But I think we should actually attack the Moodle, hold up this member, hit for 6 here. And now with subtlety up, we have something to do here. Here comes the amulet. And Sakura Tribal. Yeah, we'll allow the Sakura Tribal. It's kind of annoying, but that's how it is. This will stay on 2. Svelun. I think Svelun's a decent play, but then we don't have the Dismember up and running. But against all this Valakut action, I think this ward is really relevant. So let's just put down Svelun here. Maybe we just attack with these two holding up Trickster. He'll block and find land anyway. We can see what he do here, what he does. So for 1 point of damage, I think I wanna still hold it, rather hold up Trickster. The subtlety can be really relevant in this matchup. Yeah, that's Grazer. Damn, this is getting interesting. But I think the ward is irrelevant here if his battle plan is to go for the... But you need the Dryad. You need the Dryad to get them to be mountains. Here comes the Titan. Or maybe it's the other one. We'll subtlety the Titan, pitching Trickster, and put in the Lord. Should stay on 2. Okay, so is that how much is this? This is 6. Yeah, we should be lethal here. Awesome. That was pretty nice. We got the subtlety to do it. Really, really cool. Let's get into the next round. 1-0 with SS0's list. Love it. And we are here in round number 2. And of course, this is nice to see that we can run some Merfolk and have some good time here. Interesting to see here. What are we actually keeping? I think we're keeping... I think we want to run out the Glasswood Mimic on 1. Let's see what we draw. Another thing I want to mention, guys, I'm really excited about you guys following me on YouTube. We are nearing my goal. I want to get 1,000 subscribers. That's always people's goals. But I'm over 700 now, so that feels really nice. So if you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It's right close to me here, something like here. Oh, we drew a Hex Catcher. That's fine. We'll still play the Glasswood Shore. And like the video. Another thing I want to ask you guys, because we're talking about old border, we talked about the Dismember. We have the black Dismember in the old border, it's really cool. We have the blue old border here. I want to ask you guys, the 5 old borders, you know, the green and the red, of course the white, the blue. Which one is your favorite of the old borders? I would love to know that. What are we up against here? So let me know that in the chat. We do another subtlety. I don't think we're gonna do anything mutable. What's happening here? 2 of these lands. I think without knowing anything, I just want to run out the adept. No, wait. Maybe we should. No, run out the adept. One of the things I'm doing wrong with Hexcatcher is I tend to want to counter something instantly, but I think it's, you know, sitting here waiting to maybe counter something 1 for 1, and then putting a meaningless texture. I don't think that's really valuable. I think it's better to try to develop your board in general. So we're gonna put in this one showing Lord of Atlantis. That's fine. We don't know what we're up against, so I don't think I want to sit on my hands doing nothing. Go, Adept, go! I don't know what we're up against. But do this crazy wave of water of Prismatic Vista. Prismatic Vista has been made in old border as well, and I really want it for my old border cube. It's so nostalgic. Okay, so Seasoned Pyromancer could be a really good target for subtlety. I think that's something we should do. Maybe just pitch the other subtlety or one of the hex catchers. Let's pitch one of the hex catchers. I'm gonna do that one. Do away with that one. It's a pretty good tempo play, this. Island. I think for this turn, I think I want to just attack with the Adept and now hold up Hexcatcher and Trickster. So if you play something like Liliana, we can do that. And next turn we can subtlety. This is some cool art. Acadian Masks. We played against something reckless mid-range stuff here. So what's coming in? Grief. Ooh, that's a salty target. Do you want to salty it here? That just seems so bad, so then he gets 2 cards from it. We should subtlety it. It's kind of annoying because I want to do that next turn. What are we pitching? The Lord? I think we're pitching the Lord or a Trickster. Let's pitch the Trickster. Yeah, let's pitch the Trickster, because then we can do another damage soon. We'll play the Lord next turn. And then we can empty our hand now, rendering Grief a really bad play, and then make all the creatures really big. It's gotta be kind of annoying for him. What this guy's doing? He's throwing away all his cards. Why can't I just play my cards like I do here? I think we want to do the damage here. I think it's more worth it. Two mana to do 4 damage. And now he's in 4. We're a pretty good board. I think the Grief play, that will just kill him now. The Seasoned Pyromancer, that's pretty good play. But then again, it's a big chunk of creatures coming in. He needs to both have something where he can remove my creatures and put down the Seasoned Pyromancer. That might be really something that he can do. So absolutely. Maybe he can play Fury. That would also be great. He can then shoot, 2 here and 2 there. That would be pretty nice. So there's many situations where we are still just losing to a Fury. But I think we played it. I think we still played it correctly. When they're running Grief, I'm wondering, normally they have this interesting Undying Malice version of the deck where they have Fury. Why is he evoking it? Oh, he's not. I don't understand that. Yeah, the Undying. Okay, so he won it. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. But close. We need to draw Tiger Lord, and he needs to have nothing. But Fury is a good card against us. Okay. The Soldiers looks good in this matchup here. And in this matchup, we also want to get in Dismembers. They do run Ragavans. We want to have the Kira. I don't think we like the Fortifications or the Harbingers. They have. Sometimes they run Crux out. I don't think it's worth it for unlicensors. So I think this is fine to do like this, and I think the Hexcatcher can be pretty decent in this matchup. They have a lot of small things they want to throw at us. The Curse Catcher is less interesting. We want to cut one of the Svealoons to create balance with the 3-drops. The Tricksters are decent against Ragavan, so we'll keep them in. We can cover a couple of Lords. They're not as interesting in this matchup, and sometimes stealing them with Ragavan is awkward. But maybe Curse Catchers is worse. I think Curse Catchers might be fine. Are they worse than Lord? Also a lot of 1-drops, so it could be worth doing it. No, let's try keeping in the Curse Catcher. They can also block profitably on a Ragavan. Let's start on the play here. Yeah, that was a really slow draw by him, but Fury managed to salvage it. I like this hand though. I'll keep it. Yeah, an argument could be made for playing the Mutavault first, but I think I want to develop my board. I don't want to attack when I can play the Hexcatcher next turn. So I don't want to attack with the Mutavault. Maybe Ragavan comes in? No? No Ragavan. Yeah, this is fine. Hopefully we'll draw a land next turn. Otherwise we'll just be able to attack with the Mutavault with the two Lords in. Let's see what he'll do. 2 mana. But we haven't no Soldiers here, that's annoying. Should we counter this? I think we should. It's a pretty decent counter target for the Hexcatcher. That'll just destroy everything we have, including the Ether Vial. So don't like that. Let's draw a land here, a blue land specifically, or cavern. Cavern? That's a blue land. But I don't think I want to do it yet. We want to just run out a Lord and pass. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty nice to do. Because then he can do the Undying Meddling stuff with the Fury, and if he Furies now, it's really not that valuable. Then he just gets 1 kill out of it. Maybe we should have saved this Salty for the thing there. We didn't really know what's going on. Okay, he gets to play his Season Biomaster this turn. We get a couple of 2/2s. And we can do this. This stays on 2. Yes. Not the worst draw. Start by attacking with these two guys. Hopefully we don't have to put in the Lord. This is fine. It's a good block by him, but I don't want to not attack. Okay, so we have some protection against Fury now. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked, but I think I'm sitting on my hands. It doesn't do nothing for me. He did some good blocks. What's he considering an end step? Probably going for the Fury play now. But the Fury play is not that hot. It's not that hot. He needs to then he needs to use Undying Malice on it. He's evoking the Fury. We'll have to evoke the Soldier now, sadly. Then he can do it again if he has 2, but I think we have to do this here. What's going on? That's why we have this ulti. We have to do this. Hopefully we can use the tempo for something. Maybe he has another Fury and he can do the Undying Malice triggers as well. But then he needs to have Undying Malice, a red card and a Fury in hand. And he just used up one of his Furies. Maybe he has it all, and then that's fine. It's a difficult matchup with the guy playing 4 Furies in general. Maybe he's putting this on top, on bottom. Then he has one more. And he clears my board. I'm fearful. Why would he bottom it? No, yeah, of course. It has to be that he has the other Fury, maybe. Maybe it's just because he doesn't have enough red cards. Okay, so he evokes the Grief. Yeah. I think maybe this is to get it in play. Well played, gotta say. That's a good line. But we're still doing a lot of damage to him now, and we can hopefully draw a good card. He has no more action than a 1/1. This will stay on 2. Let's try and add up, that would be awesome. Not the card we needed, but we can do 5 points of damage. It's fair enough drawing there. Hopefully he whiffs here. That Grief failed, which that was a good line. He had to do it. He drew a land, that's really unfortunate for him. Why did he take the damage for it? That's the big question. Okay, that's because I see some Pyromancer. So create 2 1/1s. Yeah, that's fine. 2 1/1s. So the 2 1/1s means that it's a 3/3. So we'll do like this, and only attack with the Motor Vault. So you can make 3 1/1s. And when you do, I'll tap one of them down. Don't know if that was even a good play. Maybe we should just have seen if we could have traded there and hold up the Trickster. Oh, he drew something good. Yeah, that's a good card. So I think I just attack with these 2. He cracks it and double block it there. My team just dies. Maybe I just play the Motor Vault and wait a turn. That was annoying. I thought I had a chance here. I think his top decks are much more dangerous than mine, and we are drawing lands. He can just draw Fury at some point. Are we coming in for damage if we do the Motor Vault attack? I don't think we are. We should have saved the Trickster. Might as well just attack with the Trickster now. He's really taking the 3 points of damage. So that was what I hoped for. This means that we have some outs. Another land. Okay, he's also drawing poorly. Okay, we are as well. So here we're gonna take, he's going down to 4. That's at least something. I also drew horribly. This is rough. This is modern when people are just getting flooded. But you gotta draw something good here. Maybe not. So we'll still save it on 2. We have to go for it here. Maybe he drew a removal spell. No. Let's remember, it's not the worst draw. It's not the worst draw. We can use it to remove. Oh my lord, he drew poorly. That was really, really lucky. Okay, interesting. So we're getting further along here. That was crazy. I don't think there's much I want to change. The Svelun is decent against Fury, so that's the only thing we could consider. Svelun maybe instead of one of the Glassful Mimics on the draw. I I think it's fine. It's not even an insanely good hand. It does have something to do with the Ragavan early. We haven't seen the Ragavan yet though. We just need to draw land in the first 2 turns. This hand could get really awkward and it doesn't even have either vial, so I think I want to mulligan it. Yeah, this is better. Let's keep this. I'm gonna send one of the 3-drops back. I think I maybe rather want to have Svaelun this matchup. Actually, why am I... you know, this is a sideboard card, this should be amazing. But it's just like, he's running all of these crazy, you know, elementals. Let's keep this Svaelun. The Kira is actually kind of awkward because you can play it off this, you know, even if you mention, you have to say something else. I'll do like this. That's one of the things we can consider with this list. Because of the 4 counter swords, the Kira, I love the Kira, but it's just worse. So here, I think I run it. Oh, that's okay, that's okay. I think when you kill it now with this member, the reason being Undying Malice. He might have one more he can play, but I think in this situation, I think it's better. He can dash one in now, but I think it's still better. Oh, White Walker. I don't think I can solidify that and win a game of Magic here. Tidechipper is interesting. I think when I go with a Tidechipper line, maybe we'll play the Mutavault and Tidechipper. It gives us some options. And then we found our card to pitch. We look at you, Curse Catcher. We want to pitch something to Subtlety. You are the cannon fodder, bro. Damn, just give me a good 1-drop for once. I was hoping for Dominaria United to give me a good 1-drop. Can't complain. Vodalian Hexcatcher was amazing, but would be awesome to have. Engineer Explosive for 2. Okay, so that's because you want to get off the Tidechippers as fast as possible. And in that case, I like the Svaelun. This plan fails hard if we're up against... if he plays land and engineer explosives, this plan fails hard. But he didn't play a land this turn, so he needs to draw the land. But if he has fail push in his hand, then he just wins the game straight up. But what's the other line? I have horrible other plays here. But the Svaelun is still vulnerable to the... I don't like the Svaelun line. It's not really interesting. My problem with the Svaelun line is that it dies to Fury. No, it doesn't, because I can Subtlety. It doesn't die to Fury. Yeah, let's go for it. That's my bet. I think this is my bet. It doesn't die to Fury. It dies to fail push and land. So he needs to have fail push in hand and top deck a land. And if he does that, then he wins the game. I would say that's absolutely perfect for him. But now I have the chance of untapping with the Svaelun. That's indestructible. He didn't draw the land. And he don't have a red mana. He's source. So the Tide Chipper is really annoying, and he uses his entire turn to crack this. If a card would be put into your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, it said exile it, and then you can play the Tide Chipper by sacrificing the Death Warforged. That seems insane. It's insanely strong, right? But we're going to 10 here from the Voidwalker. He did draw it. Okay. Maybe he doesn't have the Fatal Push. I'm so scared. Okay, but if he had the Fatal Push, he would probably... Okay, nothing. Okay. Good to untap. Otavara? Much interesting. Much interesting. Let's just attack here. Maybe you're gonna do it in my turn. Maybe it's because he's doing it in my turn, but then he can do it in response to the Curse Catcher. Then he has to do it in response to the Curse Catcher. So maybe I play the Curse Catcher. But then I can't Subtlety. Math is hard. No, of course, it's indestructible to the Fatal Push now. So he doesn't have the Fatal Push. He has to do it in his own turn. So that's pretty, you know, that's out of the way. And I don't want to play the Curse Catcher since I have the Subtlety up. Maybe I want to hold up Otavara. Or maybe I want to attack with the Mutavault. I think I want to hold up Otavara. I think that's better also because we're drawing a card from the Svaelun here. Adept, that's actually a pretty good play. Now this just dies to the Engineered Explosives. I think I want to bounce the Voidwalker when he cracks the Engineered Explosives. He has to crack this one now. He does not. Interesting. I'm gonna take a hit more. I don't want to just give him a free kill on the Adept. That's ways to get back in the game. And also by Otavaring, we leave our Svaelun vulnerable. So we're gonna take one more hit with from the Dark, the Voidwalker here. Going to 7. And the Fury, it only kills creatures. So that's good. That's a weird land to... That's a weird thing to do here. Oh yeah, he has no red mana to do it, so he's just gonna crack it to cycle. He's looking for the Fury now, so he can Undying Malice it. He doesn't find it, and he can't crack the Engineered Explosive. So now we bounce the Otavara. Then he can Fatal Push in response. That's so dangerous. Maybe we should just play the Otavara so we can hold up Subtlety. I think I want to do this here. That's a Fatal Push. This is so stupid, but then he had it. Then she should have had it before. Okay, this is really good. We got through this. Yeah, I think we're attacking with this one. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 points of damage. Yeah, let's activate the Mutavault. Decent, decent. Elemental. I don't think I want to run anything out here. He's on 3 HP. Now we have... Maybe we should just run out the Adept, actually. And we need to be able to activate the Moodle, right? Oh, let's run this one out. Is it better to do that? Because he can't crack Engineer's Explosion next turn, then he'll die. Let's just run out the Adept. Okay. Interesting time to be alive. I'm glad we have the Subtlety up and running. It also grant, you know, it digs us one card deeper to a Lord. If he can clear the board, then the Lord is lethal. And we managed to win the match. Really cool, really cool. Okay. That was the last game for this video, but of course I will be following up this cool run next time. I think the deck is just really sweet. The Kira was a bit awkward having 4 Cavern Souls, so that could be argued, but really nice. It feels like a good mix of cards here. And we are 2-0 in the league. So thanks you guys for watching. That was really nice. And I hope to see you next time when we're gonna finish the league and maybe we can get a trophy. That would be really cool. So thanks for watching. Have a great one.